Bluesfest TV with Christone Kingfish Ingram. How you doing, my brother?
Doing fine, man. Doing fine. How about you?
I'm very good. Hey, I'm buzzing from the set that I just saw from your good self.
Oh, thank you, man.
That was some magical guitar playing, some magical singing. It was a beautiful moment to be part of.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Seeing musicians do their thing like you just did. Like, you're a young man, 23 years old, mm-hmm. and to play that guitar like that, that's a lifetime of playing music to learn that. And tell us about where'd you learn with that?
I learned back home in Clarksdale, Mississippi at the Delta Blues Museum Arts and Education Program. The Delta Blues Museum is it pretty much explains itself as a museum that shows all the Delta Blues artifacts. And the program is like a, educational program where kids from 5 to 65 can come in and learn any instrument of their choosing and learn about the blues, yeah.
Wow. And coming from Mississippi, that's a big part of the culture there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's pretty much the whole Mississippi culture for sure. It's a big part.
Yeah, the South, and for that program to turn a young, keen musician into a musician like you've just performed that. What a beautiful project to get kids into music.
Right, because it's a perfect thing for the city because there's not really much to do, and for the kids, so a lot of people will spark interest in music. That's where they pretty much end up at.
And I guess with you doing that as well, you end up being a mentor and for other kids that are coming through as well.
Yeah. That was a few kids before I end up leaving the class, where I end up, showing little tidbits to, and being a big brother to, for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. And when you were doing that, when you're doing that track, showing, you had your phone on and you were showing the audience. Who are you calling who are you calling? Who are you taking the photo for?
I'm actually calling no one. Yeah, I'm doing a pan of the crowd for one of my social media platforms. Yeah. And not only that, I took a video just to post for my people back home. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
At that moment, I was like, this kid is young.
Yeah.
But when you do the music as well, you're playing other people's tracks. Like Hey Joe, phenomenal take on that song. I've loved that. I've loved so many different versions of that track, through to Ice-T's version.
Thank you.
And but that was a beautiful take on that song, for a song that has so much depth and meaning to that. When you're singing other people's songs versus singing your own songs, what's the process you go through for writing that music?
Well, for one, I try not to be a copy, and I try to, it's kind of hard, man, because you don't want to disrespect the original, but you don't want to sound like a copycat. So be so I kind of go half and half, what can I do to make it my song, but what can I do to not disrespect it? So I obviously play it at a more slower rate, and I play the riffs, the same, but I put my own solos into it, and I even add like a reggae break that I got from Eric Gales and T.M. Stevens in it, for sure. So yeah.
That was a nice changer there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really appreciate that. I love my reggae.
Yeah, most definitely. It fits.
Yeah. And so when you go about the process of writing the lyrics. Like, you got some songs, she calls me Kingfish.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be honest, my producers, they did that one, but when I'm writing a song like all the other ones, we pretty much have a process I have something that I'm necessarily feeling, or maybe Tom Hambridge or whoever may ask me about, and so we just go back and forth and we try to put it on paper and try to put it in story mode the best way we know how.
Yeah, right. Now, you've been traveling the world. You've been doing a lot of touring around the states and other parts. Bluesfest.
Yeah.
It's a long way here.
Yeah, man. We started in Melbourne at the Corner Hotel. Yeah. And we went up to Sydney at the Factory Theater, and I enjoyed pretty much both shows because I love when we play little small atmospheres like that, for sure.
Yeah, up close and personal.
Yeah, most definitely. It was really homely, family vibe.
Yeah. And to go from that to a stage like this, where it is a family-friendly event, but there's so many people out in front.
Most definitely. It's definitely big because that's one of the biggest crowds we've played for in a minute, for sure.
Yeah, okay. And which way did you get over here?
What you mean?
Well, when the flights, how long did it take you to get over here?
I want to say it took us literally a whole 2 days. We flew from Mississippi. We flew from Memphis to Denver, from Denver to LA, and then LA to Sydney, which was like a 16-hour flight. So yeah, and then from Sydney to want to say like wow, some small place, and yeah,
Ballina.
yeah, it was like a whole like stop for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, and we are privileged to have you come and play for us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us, man, for sure.
Yeah.